Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Dino Brothers podcast. I am your host, Joe Boogie, joined by my main man, Deuce Deuce. And the Raptors are coming off a huge, crushing, dominant win over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 110-93. Some box scores to note were Kyle Lowry with 23 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and oh, sweet Lewis Williams with 36 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, shooting 15 for 15 from the line. Also, Kevin Love, 23 points, 7 rebounds, and Kyrie Irving with 21 points, 6 assists. What do you got to say, Deuce?
We the North! We the North! Man, it was awesome to see all those Raptors fans in the stands at Cleveland. It sounded like a home game for stretches. They were cheering so loud.
The Let's Go Raptors chants as we're closing out the game was just brought tears to my eye.
Yeah, and they tried to drown it out by playing Drake. That's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline.
Started from the bottom.
Now we're here. Uh, when I started watching this game, you felt sick. It was disgusting. The first 8 minutes of the game were brutal, and then they put Lou Williams on the floor, and he turned it all around.
Yeah, like I was worried at the start. I mean, I know we always have bad first quarters, but I'm like, if the Cavs keep playing like this and we just let them get to the basket so easily, there's no way we're gonna win this game, and I was worried.
Yeah, the Cavs played about 8 minutes of good basketball. They completely shut us down in the first quarter. They were shooting well, um, but they started to fall apart as soon as Lou Williams started hitting some shots and pulling the lead back in.
For sure, I want to say the second unit kept us in it, but it's really Lou Williams. I mean, Vasquez, Patterson, Hayes had some quality minutes, but Lou pretty much kept us in it and stole the game for us. I mean, this is what we needed, was those games where some of the starters are having an off night. If we have that spark off the bench that can keep us in it and get the win and not let it, get away from us and just keep us in it, and then we can do what we do.
Yeah, like our depth is one of our greatest strengths, and it's really going to help us pull through in the regular season. Because Cleveland, like after LeBron, Kyrie, and Love, once you go to their bench, like who's really on there? Uh, One of the quotes I saw was not really a quote, but a reporter asked Lou Williams, "What did you see in the second quarter that got you going?" And someone in the background yelled, "Will Cherry." Like, as soon as you see that, you got to attack someone like that.
Absolutely, I mean, Lou Amundsen as well wasn't doing great. Mike Miller jacked up one pretty nasty air ball, and he was pretty invisible when he was on the court. Waiters just doing Dion Waiters things.
Yeah, just getting the ball and immediately going for a score, regardless if it's the best decision or not. Yeah, the Cavs are having a lot of problems this year. They after that first 8 minutes, they looked very average, like a lot of turnovers, not really playing great defense. Uh, is it possible that we could be the best team in the East?
I think, we've proven that we're the team to beat. I don't know if necessarily over the course of the season if we're going to be the best team. I definitely think we have a shot at being it, but right now we've cemented ourselves as the team to beat.
Yeah, I still think a healthy Chicago will be better than us, but the way this Cleveland team is playing, they've got a lot of issues to address. Like their defense isn't was not good through the last
It,
3 quarters. They were having a hard time taking care of the ball, and I feel like it's a case of just an organization and a team that's been bad, right? They've been bad a long time, and now they have LeBron James, and they're still not good.
yeah, I mean, you know, they have a lot of the same pieces that they had before that had those bad habits, but even on top of that, I don't want to pick on David Blatt. There was, during the game, they were kind of alluding to, he's got to step up, do a better job coaching, lead the team, but from like the schemes, like the offensive sets that they're running, I wasn't too impressed by them. Like in transition, yes, they're pretty effective and they were doing some good things there. But in terms of their offensive sets, I didn't see much that I liked or that I was impressed with. Kevin Love, and at the end, he got 16 shots, but even in some of the previous games, he doesn't get that many touches. He is one of the best shooting bigs. I mean, outside of probably, I guess, Dirk, he's probably the best. probably the best in the East. He hasn't been involved too much. Kyrie, he shot well and he played well. He's pretty efficient yesterday, but in general, there's issues there in terms of distribution and getting the ball, good ball movement, which is in the first 8 minutes, they were passing the ball. They were getting good shots, but after that, they just settled into kind of the more frustrating style that we've seen earlier in this season from the Cavs. And yeah, they just weren't doing much. And then on the defensive end, again, I'm not seeing much there. Like, I was expecting to see some crazy schemes and a lot of player movement and switches, but I just didn't see too much there. I don't know. What do you think?
The defense was not intense. One of my favorite plays was just Kyle Lowry was backing down on the right block, and LeBron was like looking at him to help, and Lou Williams just cut behind him and for an easy layup because he wasn't looking. Um, I did see them go into Kevin Love, I think, in the first quarter, and he was really effective against our guys. Like they couldn't do anything to guard him. But yeah, they don't really look for him to be like a main part of their offense to create from him. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, they remind me of like a Raptors team from our bad days, you know? Like we'd get up in a game and then they just pull it back in and we'd fall apart.
yeah, exactly. Now you always come back, and when you're under, you know, in tough times, you always kind of regress back to the mean or go back to your bad habits and do those things that you shouldn't be doing and not being focused and disciplined as a team. I definitely like that one charge. Like I gotta say, Kyle Lowry, as always, he didn't play great at the start of the game, but he does what he does, which is he leads the team, he sticks with it, gets the baskets when we need it. On the defensive end, he took a nice charge from LeBron, and he's
Yeah.
just doing good things that get the team pumped up, and that's just what I love about Lowry.
Yeah, it takes courage to draw a charge on LeBron James. Like that's a scary man to get in front of. And yeah, I think Kyle's game management is really his greatest strength. Because you look at Kyrie and yeah, he can score, he can get his own shot, but his team's not getting into it. Yeah, maybe he's just like shooting when he shouldn't be, when he should be looking to create. So
Exactly, like Kyle when he was driving, like there's a lot of nice driving kicks, getting open shots, and yeah,
yeah. And my favorite thing about the Raptors now is their mental toughness, which was something we were never really that good at before. But like we were down by a lot in that first quarter. It was an ugly start, and we just pushed through and battled through, and they crumpled.
yeah, and that's I agree. I mean, that's for showing their maturity. Where you know sometimes when we down in this game, we're down by 18, but they're never out. They stick with it, claw back, and that's kind of that extra toughness that really is going to be needed in the playoffs and going to set us apart from the other teams.
Yeah. So good win in Cleveland. We didn't really get a chance to talk about the Milwaukee game, but it was a blowout. What did you think of that?
I only got to say one thing: Bruno, Bruno,
Bruno,
Bruno.
Bruno.
That was so sick, man. All right, he misses his first shot though, but he looked a bit nervous. But second attempt, boom, the nasty alley oop.
That was
Next touch,
awesome.
drains the three. I was losing it.
The crowd was losing it. They were chanting Bruno. That was awesome.
Bebe
Uh,
too, looking good.
yeah. It looks like we've got a penchant for South American players now instead of Europeans.
Exactly. We're going wherever. We're digging deep to get that talent that's off the radar.
Yeah. I'm glad we blew out the Bucks. Like, took care of business, got the third stringers in there. A little pseudo revenge against Jason Kidd.
For sure. I mean, we did what we had to do. We just killed an inferior team. Bebe was looking good. His hair was just bouncing up and down beautifully on the court. He made some nice plays. And one thing to know about that game, where you know how it was going, was Landry Field looked like a premier NBA player when he was on the court.
I wouldn't say he looked like a premier player, but he looked like an NBA player. He played well.
Yeah, no, he definitely played good, and yeah, we just destroyed them. I was just nonstop off my feet, just cheering, and it was good. I hadn't ever really had that experience where it's like, yeah, we were just destroying this team.
Yep. So that caps off a perfect 3-0 week for the Raptors, and we'll get back to it with our weekly recap.
Sounds good. Thanks for tuning in, guys. At Dino Brothers on Instagram, at Dino Brothers _TO on Twitter.